Have you ever noticed how fear tries to keep us small? Fear tells us to stay quiet when we need to speak up. It tells us that we're comfortable when we really know it's time for a change. It also convinces us to avoid difficult conversations, maybe new opportunities, and the very things that help us grow. Well, welcome to Meaningful Meditations, Applications for Every Day. I'm Charlotte Chu, and I'm here with Sister Priya. And Sister, I'm really interested in getting in and having a discussion about fear and how we can overcome it.
Sure. Thank you, Charlotte. Yeah, fear is a vast topic in in the subject of emotions. We call it as a root emotion because that is if you dig many emotions, you will find always underlying emotion is fear.
Mhm.
So there are many types of fear, like example, fear of losing, fear of rejection, fear of course, public speaking, fear of confronting someone, and fear of getting judged. There's so many fears, but the root cause of fear is like because I am not ready to handle it, so I'm afraid. I feel I'm not capable, so I'm afraid. Example, take a simple exam fear, or an interview fear, to fear of interview. So, or even to go and have a talk with another conversation with an unknown person. There is a fear, right? Because I don't know how it will turn out. I do not know either I can handle the situation, especially the result. I don't
Mhm.
know if I pass or fail, or I don't know what is going to happen if they don't like me. Or so this, since I'm not prepared for the result, I'm afraid. I feel I can't handle failure, so I'm afraid. So I feel I cannot handle someone getting angry at me, so I'm afraid. I feel you can reduce fear if you're prepared to handle any situation.
What would that preparation look like?
So the preparation is mostly in our minds, right? So I tell myself, so in meditation, that's what we do. In our meditation, in Raja Yoga meditation, all we do is to sit with ourselves and to teach ourselves in a calm, in a calm and nurturing way that I tell myself it's okay to handle both. Okay, if I get a job, great. If I don't get a job, I will find another job. See, if I have this conversation, if they like me, good. But if they don't like me, that's also fine. So I prepare my mental state. I change my mindset to be okay. Because if I don't give this assurance to myself, if I don't prepare myself at all, I'm only leaning towards success. I'm only leaning towards love and acceptance. But what will I do if I'm getting rejected? I don't prepare myself, right?
Yeah.
So if I prepare myself internally, sometimes externally, like say we all have disaster management, right? We all have to prepare emergency preparedness. So we prepare. What happens if my electricity goes off? So if I prepare, I'll have less fear because I know I have whatever I need. If an earthquake comes or if a thunderstorm comes, I know what to do. But if I do not have anything in my house, I don't have enough supplies, I'm going to be very afraid because I do not have skills to cope up. So that's why we need to cultivate skills to cope up and prepare ourselves in all ways, emotionally, financially, physically, in terms of people, in terms of, mindset. If I prepare myself in all ways, my fear is going to be way less. But since I'm only attached to good things, I want only good things to happen. I don't want any bad things. So I'm afraid of bad things. I say, oh God, don't give me any bad things. I'm not ready. Someone help me. So I'm so afraid.
There's so many times, I think, Sister, that we are in a situation where we have experienced a negative thing, and because it didn't match up with this almost catastrophe that we're thinking about in this new situation and our new fear, that we didn't think of it as something that we were afraid of. And so it goes back to that emergency preparedness. I got to make sure I'm ready for a tornado or whatever. There's practice with that. And uh, it seems to me that practicing with people or situations we're comfortable with also will help us when we're in situations that we're not. Does
Yes.
that seem to fit?
Yeah, you got a very good point here, Charlotte. It's about, it's not only about preparation, but also having experience.
Hmm.
So when you're experienced in life, you can handle anything because that experience is going to help you, like whatever happened in your past. So if you can use your past experiences, like if you, I'm sure, if you handled multiple interviews, handling another interview is not a big deal because you know what happens, you know the process, you've prepared yourself. So that's a very good point to bring a past experience and use it as a lesson and use it as a way to cope up with your fear. And when your mind asks you what I'm going to do, you tell it, no, I already handled it before. Earlier, I handled the situation. So that self talk, that self dialogue helps a lot to reduce the fear. Another thing which helps with fear is, of course, courage. We say one of the powers we need to cultivate is the ability to face anything, because I may not know what is going to happen, but I tell myself I will face it. It's not a big deal. But if I sometimes the fear also allows our mind to think something which is not existing. I kind of invoke, I kind of like call, okay, I call and I call and invoke that disaster to come. So I imagine a worst scenario in my mind, then I am kind of rooting towards it. And then say for some reason it happens, you say, I told you so. I told you you'll fall. I tell this to myself. I said, I
Sure.
told you you'll fall off from the bicycle. See, you fell down. I told you. So
Mhm.
that's why we're so afraid, because we're afraid whatever I'm thinking might happen. But what we are learning is courage and power to face helps you. Okay, if it happens, let me deal with it. But if I'm not never going to do it, then I will never get an opportunity to see it will work. I will succeed. I will get an opportunity. I can experience happiness. But because of this fear, I hold myself back and I don't give myself a chance. So if I reduce my fear, I'm going to have many chances, many opportunities to feel happy, peaceful, and all the beautiful experiences of life comes when you're fearless.
So, sister, I think you brought up a really great thing with the idea of courage, and that we need to have courage to try something, and even if we feel or in some way we failed, there's still something to learn from that, and to have the courage to look at that situation and go, okay, something good did come out of that.
Yes, that's a beautiful point you brought up, Charlotte. That, yes, because even failures teach a lesson for us. So anything which happens in our life, I'm going to learn something. So if I can tell my mind, if I can prepare a mindset that it's okay even if I miss this, it's okay even if I lose this, it's okay if I am, I'm not able to make it. And still, there is going to be a lesson for me. Still, there's going to be an experience for me, which is going to come handy in the future. Because always we are also concerned about the safety, because fear is all about survival. So
Mm,
one fear is about survival, and the second fear is about comfort. Example, like you want a window seat or an aisle seat in the flight you know and your fear of comfort. Okay, what if I don't get an aisle seat, or what if I don't get, what will I do if I be in the middle seat, you see? Or there could
mhm.
be a fear, what will I do if my flight is delayed because I'm not prepared to stay in an airport hotel, or my vacation gets spoiled. So I'm afraid of bad experiences. I'm afraid of uncomfortable experiences because I don't want to undergo it. Of course, no one wants to undergo, bad experience. But the thing is, it doesn't mean that I have to be so afraid that I'm not able to enjoy the present moment.
Sure.
Because fear always puts you in future in the name of safety. No? So when will I enjoy my present moment? When will I enjoy the present? Because if I'm afraid, I'm going to be always worried about future and
Mm,
keep, and your mind is very clever. It'll bring only the exact bad experience from your past. And it'll
right.
remember all the news information, it'll remember all the things people have said to you, and it's going to make you, and the more you think, you're going to have a lot of waste thoughts. And you're going to go deeper and deeper, and you need someone to really pull you out of that hole of
Right.
fear. But if I tell myself, it's okay, let me be in the present moment, let me enjoy the present moment, let me be with this, and then deal with it as it shows up. So let me be afraid when the situation comes, not be afraid proactively. You know,
Right.
sometimes we want to be like, in the name of preparation or in the name of planning, we become afraid right now. So what? Let me figure out things as it comes. I don't have to think too much and think ahead, and this is where overthinking also comes.
Sure. Well, thank you, sister. As we leave this conversation feeling more courageous and willing to go on, we can't wait till the next time. And if you like this content, please remember to subscribe.
Thank you, Charlotte.
Thank you.